Retail won't snap back. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I'm my shine of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this article from The Conversation regarding, well, retail not snapping back. Now, beginning of this year, we were discussing and looking at just different articles where they're talking about, one retailer after another going under. Administration here, left, right, center, trying to find buyers, failing, finding buyers, succeeding. Retail is a tough game. It is a tough game. We've worked in retail. We've done a lot of designs. And, well, as an architect, bloody hard to make money in as well, to be honest. The demands of the center are quite onerous on the fit-outs. They want to have a certain style because they want to attract you in there. And one thing I've been putting forward, an argument I've been considering, is that our behaviors are changing. We're going to emerge from this forced house arrest with different behavior patterns. Some people will have done online shopping for the first time in their life. Once that fear dissipates, they may jump at it again and again and not bother to pay for the parking, to drive, to do this and that. I'll just wait, buy it a bit earlier, we'll have more, it'll offset the postage rather than parking. If I go there, I'll spend money on this. And that's not even talking about the people who are afraid of getting infected, avoiding these places. That's a whole other element. The risk may be insanely low, but there will still be some people that will be afraid. So let's have a look at this. Retail won't snap back. 3 reasons why the pandemic has changed the way we shop, perhaps forever. And this will be manifested in the prices and valuations of some of these real estate investment trusts. Remember, they've had it pretty bloody easy, to be honest. These real estate genius businesses, they put the rent up every year. Boom, 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 boom. They just treat the tenants like crap and just churn them through. They'll give all the special perks to the anchors to get them in there. And if you're a small boutique, you're garbage to them. But not anymore, we'll have to see. So, it's wrong to expect a snapback at shopping centres, food courts, cinemas, and other places where people used to gather to spend money. We've identified 3 reasons why spending in physical stores on goods like clothes is likely to remain much lower than it was for a long time. And retail is a big employer here in Australia, a big part of the workforce. And I know, I'm just going to adjust this. And I know that every article we're reading about unemployment, they highlight the disparity between the male and female employment rates. More women work in retail. It gives them more flexibility, and generally they're more personable. Oh no, Florian made a general statement confirming there's a difference between genders. Quick, call the police. The world we live in. I need a shot of coffee before we get into this. So let's have a look. Fear, much of it is age-based. First, when the governments relax restrictions, lots of people will still be worried and will go out less. Unless there are 0 cases for several weeks in a state or city, many people will remain reluctant to go out. This is why we have previously argued that it is a big dividend in eliminating the pandemic in the style of New Zealand and Northern Territory and South Australia, rather than bumping along the suppression and several new locally acquired cases a day, as Victoria is still doing. This reluctance to go out and spend irrespective of government restrictions could be seen in Australia before government restrictions were imposed, as shown in the Consumer Mobility tab of the Grattan Economy Tracker. So they're starting to see it. The effect of fear shouldn't be underestimated. Spending in Sweden has fallen almost as much as in Denmark. Even when Denmark was in lockdown and Sweden had minimal restrictions, Swedes are afraid to go out, particularly if they are old. Spending, and you've got to remember, a lot of the younger people who might not be afraid to go out are now suffering from the highest unemployment level in decades. So they won't be out, even if it opens up, and I'm sure some of them will get work, some of them won't. They're not going to be spending either. And the oldies are the ones with the cashed up oldies. Spending by people aged 70 plus has fallen further in Sweden than in Denmark, and 60 to 69-year-olds have cut their spending by about the same in both countries. This isn't surprising. The pandemic is much deadlier for older people. Age-based fear is a challenge for retailers because older households now spend significantly more than younger households. 25 years ago, it was the other way around. Well, what does that tell us? What does that tell us? So 2, time to form new habits. And this is true. This is true. Second, we are likely to keep spending on different things and using different channels, even after restrictions are lifted. Habits tend to form when behavior changes consistently. They strengthen over time and are particularly sticky once behavior has been consistent for a period of months, and we've been living with lockdown for that long in Australia. Once formed, the new habits can persist until another shock. Australians have become used to doing more purchasing online. They've become used to spending more on living comfortably at home and less on clothes for the office and to go out. After the shutdown, people are likely to continue to work from home more often. The habits of shopping remotely and spending more on home furnishing and less on clothing are likely to continue, and they will be likely to continue even if the pandemic vanishes tomorrow. And well, I can attest to that personally. I used to wear suits every day. I'd have French cuff, $150 shirts, dress up for work, particularly if I have meetings and networking. Now I can't be bothered. As you can see by my attire in my videos, I can't be bothered anymore. It's great. And yes, I am wearing pants for those of you that ask in the comments every time I mention clothing. So number 3, global recession. Third, irrespective of the pandemic regulations and behaviors, we are heading into an old-fashioned, globally synchronized deep recession. For the moment, JobKeeper, boosted JobSeeker, and a recent bounce back have resulted in spending on credit and debit cards a bit more than this time last year. But unemployment jumped to 7.1% on Thursday. The official rate understates how bad things are. Yes, well, that official rate does. We look at JobKeeper. If we look at underemployed and unemployed, Roy Morgan data, we're sitting 25% of the workforce. I think that's what we need to think about. 25% of the workforce is either not earning what they want, underemployed, or unemployed. In May, an extra 227,000 Australians lost their jobs, on top of the 600,000 in April, but only 85,000 of them were counted as unemployed. I mean, that doesn't seem stupid, does it? When and if the bulk of those people look for work, the unemployment rate will climb further. That's the thing. A lot of people are probably just not quite ready to look for work. Maybe they're afraid to look for work. Just look at that. We need to see the whole chart, but down from over 12.8 million down to 12.2. After JobKeeper ends in September, or is phased out as a result of government's review, many of the 3 million people on it will become counted as unemployed. Exactly. I suspect JobKeeper was done for 2 reasons. 1, to maintain the link to employers, which is very important. That has the biggest chance of ensuring employment continues after the lockdowns. 2 is to limit the impact on the social support services. After each of the previous 2 recessions, it took years for employment to recover. And spending need not recover after the pandemic. These 3 factors, fear, new habits, and recession, are present in countries and regions that seem to be well clear of the pandemic. Much of China has been free of most government restrictions for months. Manufacturing and infrastructure spending has largely returned to pre-COVID levels. But consumer activity is still below pre-COVID levels, and it is inching up only slowly. Australia may well see an opening party on the day each particular restriction is lifted, but after that, the best guess is that consumer spending will remain very subdued and refocused for a long time. For those in the hardest hit sectors and regions, particularly arts and recreation, hospitality and clothing, the pain will continue for long after the recession has lifted. So, some very good points there. And, well, our habits are going to change. We're hitting a hard recession that many Australians haven't experienced. People are going to pull in and save. They're going to pull in and save. They're going to do what they have to. We'll have to see. What do you think, everyone? Are you snapping up those real estate investment trusts? Or do you think they may take a bit of a hit? As always, please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. Interact with the channel, comment, like, share the content. It's a great way to help the channel grow. You can support us financially via joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon, using our affiliate links at Amazon or eBay or Independent Reserve and Kucoin, buying our merch from the HeiseSays blog, using Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or supporting us via PayPal. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode.